Will kombucha help me sleep? I know for myself, no. But that's because I'm always thinking of like other ways I could help people brew kombucha and different ways I can incorporate kombucha into my life. So, will kombucha help you sleep? Maybe. So two things. One, kombucha, when brewed using an original recipe, uses Camellia sinensis tea, which means black tea, oolong teas, green teas, all that stuff, which has caffeine in it. Okay. Now, different people are sensitive to caffeine differently, and not just caffeine, but types of caffeine. For example, did you know that things like yerba mate, coffee, chocolate, and Camellia sinensis tea all have caffeine? But when you look at the breakdown on a chemical level, are all slightly different, and the way it reacts to our body are also slightly different because, well, what does it also have? So tea has other things in it that coffee does not have, right? So it's, in my opinion, more of a complementary. Things like theanine that help ground us, that relax us, even though there's also things like caffeine found in Camellia sinensis tea. So first, I would recommend trying to drink it at night and see how you feel. One of the nice things is kombucha does have certain things that I know for myself that that almost like a drunk effect, even though we've spoken about it, kombucha, unless you go out of your way and specifically, and there are techniques which I show you in other trainings on how to make kombucha like alcoholic and kombucha wine and ways to kind of punch up that alcohol level. Regular kombucha tea will not do that to you. So it will though make you feel good. And so some aspects of drinking kombucha, it relaxes you and calms you because tea in general is an adaptogen and kombucha is also an adaptogen. It will kind of give you what you need. If though you feel hyper stimulated on kombucha in the evening, I would recommend switching your kombucha to a non-caffeinated source. Okay, when I was about to say tea source, but I would just say non-caffeinated source because the recommendations I'm about to give you are not actually tea from the tea plant. So these would be things like rooibos, things like honeybush, and things like jiagalan. When you brew this, please be mindful to either add a little bit of Camellia sinensis tea to ensure the nitrogen levels and the tannins of Camellia sinensis, or do an experimental batch. So if you're brewing a couple batches of kombucha in a couple different containers using different cultures, have one put aside and call it, sleepy time kombucha. The nice thing about this is that you could experiment and see what works for you. To get even more free kombucha videos to take your kombucha brewing to the next level, check out GetKombucha.com/free.